Right, so here we are starting Chapter 6 Test Review Part 1. This is the we do side, and we'll be taking a look at numbers 1 through 4 to start with here. So let's get these pulled up here. We'll start with number 1. Alright, so number 1 is asking us the ordered pair -2, -1 is the solution of which system of equations shown in the graph. So the first thing to do is locate -2, -1, and I will find that right over here, right at this intersection right there between the red and the blue line. And so I'm going to go ahead and make a dot there so that I know kind of where it is that I'm looking at. -2, -1 is right there. So now I'm finding the equation of the two lines. The blue line is this y equals 2x plus 3. The red line here, y equals -2x minus 5. So now we look for the solution that has, or the answer that has those two equations, -2x minus 5 and 2x plus, or minus 3. And this one has the -2x minus 5, but it does not have the 2x plus 3. Here I've got my 2x plus 3, but I have the wrong one here. This is -2x plus 3. But here I've got my -2x minus 5 and the 2x plus 3. So my answer, of course, here is C. And so the answer to number 1 is C. Now we'll hop over here and kind of take a look at number 2. Now in number 2, basically we're looking to find the number of solutions. The quickest way to do that is to actually go ahead and see if we can find the solution. There are a number of ways to do this. I'm going to go ahead and use substitution since this is set up for substitution. But before I begin, I am going to note that when I solve a system of equations, it is entirely possible, of course, to get no solution. We've seen that before when we have parallel lines. I can get one solution. One solution is, of course, an ordered pair, an x value and a y value. I can get infinite solutions, which is when I have one line graphed twice on the same Cartesian plane. But it is not possible for two lines to intersect in two places if those lines are straight. And so D is not even an option. So really before I even begin, I'm going to go ahead and cross off D to make sure that I'm not going to be using that. So the first step here then is to start doing some substitution. And so what I'm going to wind up doing here is taking this 1/3 x and putting that in there for y. And so when I go to write a new equation, then I wind up writing the following. We have x minus 3, and then replacing the y with 1/3 x, and then equal to 12. 3 times 1/3 is, of course, 1, and so we wind up with x minus x equal to 12. X minus x is, of course, 0, and 0 equal to 12. Now, it turns out that this, of course, is a false statement. This is not true. And so because of the falseness of this statement, we understand that we have no solution. All right, so hopping down now to number 3. Number 3 is asking about elimination. Now, they're not actually asking me to solve this problem. They're actually just asking me to find, if we actually read the directions, they say to eliminate the variable y, so I'm looking to get rid of the y's here. In this system of equations, multiply the second equation by which number. So I'm simply looking for the number that I will use in order to eliminate the y's in this problem. And so if we look, the coefficient here in front of the bottom y is 1, and the coefficient on the top one is 7. They are opposite signs. That's good, so I don't have to worry about multiplying by a negative. So now what I need is I need these two numbers to be the same, and so I will multiply the bottom equation by 7, and since that's what they wanted to know, that is my answer. And so the answer to number 3 is C. Hopping over now to number 4. when solving the system of equations, which expression could be substituted for y in the second equation. Let's see, we've got y plus x equals 5 and 3y plus 2x equals 15. Now, what this question is really asking is for me to do substitution. And what I'm looking to do is to take this y out and replace it with something, to substitute for y in the second equation. So we're going to take this y out and put something in. Well, what that means is I need to go to the first equation, y plus x equals 5, and we need to solve that one for x. And so I have, let's scooch this over just a little bit so I can see it. Got covered up by my pens. So we have y plus x equal to 5. Since it is y that I'll be doing the substituting for, I'm going to get rid of the x by subtracting x from both sides. And so that will leave me with one of two things. Either I am going to write 5 minus x, or we could, of course, write the negative x part first and then use the positiveness of the 5 to write negative x plus 5. Having said that, we simply need to find which of these is given to me as an option. And so I would be taking this value here and I would be replacing it here. But again, this problem is not asking me to solve, it's just asking me to find. And so as we look, this has the y in it, that's no good. This one has the y in it, that's no good. I've got x minus 5, but that's not what I have. The x is supposed to be negative and the 5 is supposed to be positive. And here it's the opposite way around. This is the one I want, 5 minus x, and so my answer to this problem is D. Alright, I'm going to stop here and pick up 5 through 7 here in a few minutes. Alright, enjoy, and check out the next video if you would like to take a look at the next few problems.